Welcome to Hotline TV, everybody. I'm John Mercurio.
And I'm Maura O'Brien.
Welcome to the Excel Energy Center. We're here once again today, day 2 of the Republican Convention. Actually, it's more like day 1. The RNC, just a few hours ago, announced the schedule for tonight. Essentially, Tuesday is now Monday, sort of. Tonight we're going to be hearing from Joe Lieberman, Connecticut Senator Joe Lieberman, independent Democrat, and former Republican presidential candidate Fred Thompson. That's a hot lineup, huh? But the hidden story is that Rudy Giuliani, the former New York mayor, who was intended to speak tonight as the keynote speaker for the Republican convention, at this point, his speech schedule is sort of uncertain. It's been scrubbed for tonight, unsure exactly when he'll speak, unsure when Sarah Palin will speak. Maura, what's going on here in St. Paul?
John, I really don't have much of an idea. I mean, I think one of the interesting things is, like you said, Fred Thompson is speaking, and which I don't really understand what is the, real appeal that he brings as a speaker, because A, we know he's not a very good speaker.
Right.
And B,
certainly know that.
and, especially kind of the way his White House, aspirations sort of went down in flames.
But we do know he can read a script.
Yes,
okay?
He could.
So he could bring
show.
this house down.
Right, but I mean, I do think it is really interesting that Rudy Giuliani is kind of uncertain at this point, especially because when he dropped out of the White House race, he was so quick to endorse McCain. He was, big supporter, he can really focus on the national security kind of angle, and that is one thing that it seems like the McCain campaign really wants to hammer home against Barack Obama.
Right.
So it seems like an interesting choice that he doesn't seem to be a priority tonight.
Right. It could end up being a non-story. They could put him tomorrow night. They could have put him in a very prominent role right up there with Sarah Palin. So it's unclear exactly what they're doing with Giuliani. But interesting also that Fred Thompson and Lieberman both talking tonight about John McCain, like their friend John McCain, which sort of suggests that we're going to see day 2, similar to day 1, as being sort of a non-partisan. We're not going to see as many of these sort of red meat, anti-Obama, anti-democratic attacks as I think we were definitely expecting.
Right. And I think yesterday really changed that. And I think at first when the hurricane was becoming a factor, it seemed like it could really put a damper on the convention. But I think McCain is really running with this idea that this convention is going to be kind of post-partisan, and it's going to be and it's going to make him be a leader for everyone and really make him seem presidential.
And where did we hear that last time? John Kerry's campaign convention in 2004 in Boston. Yes, sirree. All right, George Bush will be speaking tonight via satellite from the White House. Still got his finger on the pulse of what's going on with Gustav and all these other hurricanes that are coming up the coast in the Atlantic. A good thing, everybody seems to agree, that he isn't in front of this audience.
Yes.
And yet, I think I'm one of the very few people who think that at the end of the day, George Bush can give a good speech in front of an audience. The fact that I guess he's not going to be speaking in prime time is really the key here. It sort of lowers his profile.
Right. And
but any voter out there in the United States who doesn't at this point know that John McCain is a Republican and that George Bush has been a Republican for the past 8 years, I don't think this is really changing anybody's votes.
Right. I don't think so either. And I think that the way they're doing this, it's definitely, I don't think it's going to be as bad as, I don't think it will be a bad thing, because this weekend the hurricane came through with that there was nothing went catastrophically wrong. There's no huge backlash against Bush right now specifically. So I think that this is a relatively safe way to do things.
Right.
And it's going to be quick, short, sweet, and in and out, and
we'll see how it goes.
Exactly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for us here at Hotline TV. We'll be back tomorrow for Sarah Palin's, we believe to be Sarah Palin's acceptance speech for the vice presidential nomination, and any other, sort of side stories that may or may not have arisen at that point about Sarah Palin and her family. Until then, I'm John Mercurio.
And I'm Maura O'Brien.
We'll see you next time on Hotline TV.